Hall of Fame. I'm Paul Hogan. I retired as of July 31st, so I'm serving as the interim athletic director for the time being as I continue to teach. And so I'm here tonight, and very honored to be here tonight as your Master of Ceremonies. Thank you for attending this very special ceremony where we get to honor 6 outstanding people who have coached or played sports here at NHTI and have all had significant contributions to our athletic program as well as overall to the school. A few housekeeping items. Please make sure your cell phones are on vibrate. Bathrooms are located outside, so if you go out here, across the hall, the bathrooms are right there in Sweeney Hall. And I'd also like to take a moment to thank all the people that helped put this together tonight. And Nolan McGurn is back here as an alumnus, worked in our office. Eva Noonan up front here. My man Mike Martineau, the jack of all trades. Troy Colby, Jackson Ruelke from the basketball team. Tyler Lovely from the basketball team. Laura Scott, Amber Gravalik, and Perry Seagroves could not be here. NHTI Maintenance did a great job. James Jones as well, and sports information intern, jack of all trades. We'll see him on Nesson one of these days down the road. That's Berkeley Stevens. So we've got a great group. So how about a nice hand for them? And Sue Kranzien couldn't be here tonight because of a family situation. Our secretary in our athletic department, and she sends her best wishes, and she's just done a fabulous job. And Deb Smith is up in the booth, and you know, we wouldn't be here tonight if Deb and Sue had not painstakingly dotted all the I's and crossed the T's. So how about 2 claps for them? Come on now, we got to work on these 2 claps. Coach Neal, you're still out. You're still just a little bit off, okay? You know? He's the one Yankee fan here we have tonight, so you know, it's okay to go on Coach Neal. Tonight we got a fantastic group of coaches and athletes who've helped create awesome memories on the playing fields, but also in the classroom. Our committees worked hard to bring this night together, and we want to take a moment to cherish the memories and the championships and all the special awards. The TAC. Yes. You will hear sometimes NHTI referred to as the tech. That's really gone away over the last 15 years because NHTI is a comprehensive community college with all sorts of programs, 250 acres, beautiful athletic facilities, lots to offer here. So we really are not just the tech like some of our other schools that have transformed themselves over the years. Our academic, social, and cultural offerings make for a very diverse campus. Mix in a strong athletic program, and we're one of the best small colleges in all of New England. Did you know that NHTI was once the Mohawks? Yes, the school nickname and mascot was changed to the Capitals in 1991, and then in 2007, NHTI became the Lynx, not the Titans, Coach Chuck Lloyd, not the Titans. I came here in 1999, and during my time, there's been tremendous growth to our campus, our student population, our facilities, our athletic program, and it's been very exciting with the addition of Berkeley Hall, where our old soccer field used to be, on the other side of campus, where Will Moore played. Little Hall, cafeteria, the bistro down the hall here. Lots of different things. In the past, this past spring, we added track and field. And people say, well, you don't have a track and field facility. Well, we're making it work, and we're excited about this. We think this is a great opportunity to offer another opportunity for our student athletes that have that interest, because we already have a really, really good cross-country program featuring, you know, some teams. Our men's team finished 3rd at the national championships last year, the best ever, which is unbelievable. Heather Searles won the national championship back in 2008. And Nacho Hernando finished second, runner-up in 2014. So pretty darn cool. So as I hope in the introduction of each inductee to share some insight about the various inductees, who are the inductees, what do they stand for, and what made the inductees so special. Inductees will be able to switch, will be able to watch this ceremony tonight down the road, after it gets edited and so forth, on YouTube channel. And so we'll put in some of the videos and everything from tonight. So that will be a keepsake for everybody. As well as they're going to get a very nice plaque, a nice jacket, and maybe another surprise inside there as well. At this point, I'd also like to take a moment to have all of our former NHTI athletes at any one time that have ever played here, please stand up right now. Luke Merrill, Laura, come on, all athletes, please stand up. Give them a nice hand. I'd also like to ask our former coaches, head coaches, assistant coaches, anybody in the athletic department, please to stand up and pass. Quite early, Ben Thorpe, Todd Ocho, and Steve Ambra, and Shelley Winters, and Coach Tom Neal, and Chuck Floyd. So we really love seeing our people who've been involved in our athletic program to come back to NHTI. So, last piece before I introduce our first inductee. If you have someone in the future that you think should be inducted, that's worthy of the Hall of Fame, please go to our website and fill out the form. It comes to our athletic office and we will keep that on file, and our growing list of potential inductees to be considered every springtime when we start the whole process to review who should be part of our NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame. In the lobby, you will notice right outside the gym, there is a television monitor, which the slideshow that is out in the lobby today in the Student Center, that will be up on that. We put that up periodically. And there's a beautiful big collage photo. And there's also a very nice plaque, perpetual plaque, with all of the names of the folks that have already been inducted, and we'll be adding 6 more names here in the near future to put up on there. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening for athletics for this event. So now let me turn the attention to our first Hall of Fame inductee. Shannon Harolowski. Consistent, determined, gritty. All descriptive words to help describe the many talents of the multi-talented Shannon Hart, who starred on 2 of our very best soccer teams and 2 of our very best basketball teams. And she did it all with a winning smile, the grit, and the determination. A top recruit for our coaches, Heidi Crockett and Jen Fithian, to attract a fantastic local talent to add to our fine soccer and basketball programs. Shannon proved to be a consistent top player on the field in the YSCC, as a versatile player on the women's basketball program. Playing 2 sports at any college is a huge undertaking. Playing 1 sport is. Shannon did this effortlessly. She seemed to enjoy the soccer to basketball transition more than many other multi-sport athletes do. And accepting whatever the role the coach wanted her to play on the team was very easy for her. Play defense in basketball, the top player shut them down or slow them down if they're a good scorer. In soccer, be a movable position player to help our Lynx offensively and defensively. Whatever the team needs, she would do with great attitude and, of course, great determination. Shannon was recently named to the YSCC Twin Decade Women's Soccer Team. Quite an honor. Only 20 players picked, 8 from NHTI. So Shannon was one of those 8, pretty darn special. Shannon earned many accolades during her time at NHTI, playing big minutes, scoring plenty of goals in soccer and performing many different roles for both the Lynx basketball team and the soccer team. She was known in the YSCC for her on-the-field toughness, grit, and determination, was truly admired by her teammates, coaches, and the opposition. The big smile, the bundle of energy, the incredible resiliency of Shannon Hart has always been noteworthy. Her fine speed, skills, and toughness helped her be successful when things mattered the most for our Lynx teams. She was determined and highly motivated, and someone who quietly assumed all the extra attention that comes with being recognized as a top women's soccer player in the YSCC multiple times. It's like wearing a big X on your back. And lots of awards, including the YSCC Player of the Year twice, YSCC Player of the Week awards, USCAA two-time Academic All-American, USCAA Honorable Mention All-American, YSCC All-Conference twice, and helped us get to the USCAA National Tournament. At NHTI with the YSCC, Shannon was recognized with other special awards, including the tournament MVP 2 years in a row, YSCC Player of the Year in 16 and 17, and the prestigious William O'Clair Female Athlete of the Year. And this from Coach Heidi Crockett, who unfortunately could not be here. She's traveling with our women's soccer team, who have a big game tomorrow against rival Paul Smith up in Lake Placid, New York. From the first day I met Shannon, I knew she was special. She was a fierce competitor, while at the same time was probably the nicest person on the field. She was a huge reason why the NHTI women's soccer was so successful in 2015 and 16. Her ability to find the back of the net was amazing, and even more amazing was she was also the queen of assists. In 2016, she had 26 goals and 20 assists, meaning she was directly responsible for 46 of our 87 goals. It was never about Shannon. It was always about playing for the love of soccer and the love of her team. Shannon definitely deserves to be part of the NHTI Hall of Fame, and she is a perfect example of an NHTI student athlete on and
Heidi Crockett and Jen Kranzien to attract a fantastic local talent
New Hampshire,
to add to our
husband Drew,
fine soccer and basketball programs.
On behalf of
Shannon is proved to be an assistant top player on the field in the YSCC.
Hello, I'm going to keep this really short and sweet. Thank you all for coming tonight, and especially NHTI and the athletic department for putting on tonight's ceremony. Congratulations to my fellow inductees and all your accomplishments. In my time at NHTI, I studied early childhood education. I have not yet put that to use professionally, but thanks to my husband, I'm able to stay home with our 3 young sons. That consists of a lot of food everywhere, playing all day, no rest, and yelling "be gentle" most of the day. I want to recognize the 5 people that came with me tonight. First, my husband. Thank you for coming to my games in high school and supporting me from afar in college. And lastly, for my 3 boys that will probably never step foot on a soccer field, because our house is pretty much a football game all day, every day. To my parents, thank you for introducing me to the game of soccer at a young age. For all the money spent, time, and miles put on the car, I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you, Dad, for being my favorite coach. When you 2 were on the sidelines, I played my best. To my sister, I'm one of 7 brothers and 1 sister, so she means a lot to me. My favorite year of playing soccer was my senior year of high school, the year I finally got to play with you. You always made me look good, assisting 99% of my goals that year. I wish we got to play together here, but I know you left an even bigger mark than me. Steph. My rock through college, from being my teammate on the soccer and basketball court and roommate, you quickly became my best friend. I remember walking into the student center and Hogan saying, "When I see one of you, the other one isn't far behind." I hope it always stays that way. Lastly, to my 7 siblings that couldn't make it tonight, thank you for supporting me through my soccer journey. All those years of playing soccer in the house when we weren't supposed to finally paid off. Thank you for watching the other 2 boys tonight, because now they would probably be swinging from the ceiling. Like I said before, my parents got me involved in sports young. My love for soccer grew quickly as a little girl. From defending my team's goal to scoring goals, I loved it all. I started my college career at Keene State. To put it simply, it didn't feel like home. Thanks to my mom for suggesting NHTI and getting me started here. I quickly want to share 10 things that the game of soccer and my time at NHTI taught me. Number 1, long smush van rides is where I made some of my greatest memories. 2, soccer is a lot more fun when you have friends on and off the field. Playing for NHTI was an honor. Seeing friends and family on the sidelines at games always made me feel loved. Holding the first place YSCC plaque felt a lot better than the second plaque the year before. Doing the little things always added up to be the most important things. Running the timed mile will always be the least favorite thing about preseason. Scoring my first goal made me feel belonged here. Number 9, without my teammates, coaches, friends, and family, I wouldn't be standing here tonight. Number 10, relationships outlast the game and the time I spent at NHTI. When I think back, my time at NHTI years later is the people I remember the most. Thank you, Paul Hogan, for all you did to support my athletic career here and the whole athletic department. To my coaches, Heidi Crockett and Jennifer and Jordan Fithian, for pushing me every day while making it fun, always. To all of the NHTI, thank you for making my 2 years here feel like home. Thank you.
Our next inductee, William Gibson Moore. Motivated, energetic, enthusiastic. 3 words I think that he lives by every single day. Powerful words to describe our next inductee, William Gibson Moore. Will was one motivated athlete, and in this case, an outstanding athlete coming from nearby Stevens High School up in Claremont. And now he carries on this incredible energy to so many young people in the sports world, serving as a coach and a guide, and an energy bus for others to follow and find their path to success in the sports world. When Will played at NHTI, things were a lot different here. Our soccer field was over where Grapponi Hall is. Certainly nothing like the beautiful field that we have now. That was an old parking lot. We didn't have a basketball court. We had to play at nearby elementary school, Broken Ground, about a mile and a half away, to practices. All the luxuries that our current basketball players take for granted. They can go to the gym anytime they want. That was not available for Will when he was here. But yet, NHTI was established in the old NSCAA, which is the precursor to the USCA, which we belong to now. and a regular attendee at national tournaments in soccer and basketball in particular. And the basketball teams played, and the soccer teams played at a very high level. But Will's first game, and correct me later if I'm wrong, Will tore his ACL in playing soccer. Oh my. This is where the determination comes through. Because it didn't keep him from failing. It kept him from pursuing and going after his dream to play, which he did, and he came back, and in 2 successive years, they went to the national championships. Losing the 94 game in the 139th minute. Wow. Wow. That's 59 minutes longer than a regular game. During this time, our Lynx captured back-to-back Northern New England Small College Conference championships and finished third in 1993, and then, like I said, runner-up in 1994. Will was a big part of that, earning all NHTI conference honors. And even a massive knee brace did not keep him off the court. Will to work. I'm promoting Will to work. You like that, Will? Will to work, the outstanding AAU program that is training, preparing youngsters to play in the greater Boston area, is led by our own William Gibson Moore. The consistent message of working with a purpose, high energy, great enthusiasm, and the cornerstones of will to work. Understanding the club program provides a good look into this stellar two-sport athlete who played soccer and men's basketball here. With all of Will's honors that he earned along the way, he kept himself level-headed, even-tempered, and motivated all along. He was recognized nationally and really had some amazing statistics in soccer, leading the country, the NCAA in goal scoring. A natural leader, Will has used his organizational skills and to lead by example. Was a tough-minded goal scorer in soccer and a smooth scoring basketball player playing the two-guard. His enthusiasm for the game in sports is never-ending and continues to this day. At the age of 36, when most of us are packing up, Will decided, I haven't played tackle football before, so why not play tackle football? He's always loved to practice and competed and used this opportunity to play 2 sports while balancing studies. A dynamic and energized athlete, role model for his teammates without a doubt. Sports playing a big role in Will's life. After finishing up a fine soccer career at Wentworth in Boston, Will continued to play organized men's leagues. In one league in Boston, Will met and identified a future NHTI Hall of Fame member, inducted last year, the mayor, Jason Hatton. Hard to not identify a 6'7", 280-pound power forward center type who was Matt Spanos' teammate, who went on to play numerous sports. So I got a phone call from Will, identified himself, hey, I went to school, I had a great career there, I got this kid, he's working at Kmart, and you got to get in touch with him. So I'm calling Kmart, and I get Jason Hatton out of the workroom, and the next 2 weeks later, he's up here visiting. Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
And the mayor, as he was affectionately known, was more than just playing sports. He did a lot of different things here, which was very cool. Will was also the recipient of the prestigious William O'Clair Award presented each spring to the outstanding male and female athletes. He received this in 1996. Will's coach for both sports here at NHTI, Bill Miller, was not able to be here tonight. He's in a hospital down in Boston. But I can recall, because I had many conversations with Coach Miller over the years, talking about the history of NHTI, NHTI athletics, sports, teams. Who are some of your really good athletes? Will's name kept coming up. So I'll give you a quick summary of some of the things that Coach Miller, a affectionately with a big smile, if you know Coach Miller would say. He glowingly spoke about the high energy, enthusiasm, and the fine athletic ability of Will. Coach Miller was effusive with his praise of the many contributions to both the men's soccer and basketball programs. And he said you were fast, too. Appreciative. Will always be appreciative for being recognized for all of this wonderful things that he's been able to do with his teammates, coaches, and mentors, and the NHTI experience, and we appreciate that. Will has been a great ambassador for NHTI for so many years. Will is living in Quincy, Mass. And celebrating his induction with his wife tonight, Meredith, and Mark, his children Marcus, Graham, and Phoebe. On behalf of NHTI Athletic, let's welcome William Gibson Moore on stage.
Graham, you got the shirt? Let's go! AC/DC. Every time I cross the border from Massachusetts to New Hampshire, always seeing AC/DC playing. I was going to have a speech, but Mr. winningest coach, college basketball coach of all time in New Hampshire, Mr. Paul Hogan, just said my entire speech with very few corrections. I wasn't fast, but I was fast after a ball. I hate to run. My wife is a runner, but no thanks. So NHTI, you know, it means a lot to me. An awful lot. Out of high school, you know, I wasn't as motivated then. I was a good athlete. I wasn't a good student. So I graduated. Everybody else went to college, and I went to pump gas at Sandy Sunoco in Lebanon, New Hampshire. That was a good time. You know, and then after a year off, I figured somebody should help me fix the mic. My back hurts anyways. So I realized I didn't want to do that forever, so I decided to go to school. I honestly can't remember what direction put me to NHTI. I was just lucky. I think it was kind of fate, oddly enough. Didn't feel like that at first, as Paul mentioned. My first soccer game, 30 minutes in, Coach Bill Miller, I started the game. He sent the sub in for me. I thought it was for me, it wasn't. The very next play, I planted, kicked, and got hit, and my ACL and MCL were done. So I got to go back to Claremont, New Hampshire for the spring season, and took a few classes at the Votech there, and I hit rehab where will to work actually happened. Once you take sports away, once you took the school away, I really wanted to get back here, and I really wanted to be successful. So 5 months after my surgery, my good friend Aaron Porter, who played Division I at UNH for a top 10 team, played center back, we won a two-on-two tournament at the high school that we beat. Everybody turn off your phones, please. And you didn't say watches. Corporate world is great. So 5 months after ACL and MCL surgery, and not 5 months and 3 weeks, it was 5 months, and that's a 6 to 9 month surgery. So if that tells you, you know, my comeback time for that, that should tell you a lot. So back to the tech, with purpose and about a 20-pound knee brace, which was fun. We had a great soccer season. Our basketball team was phenomenal. We had Aaron Abbott from Philly. We had a lot of kids from New Hampshire players. We had Tom Mansfield, Goffstown, 6'7", 6'8", unbelievable. That spring basketball season, we actually lost to Southern Maine by 50 our first game. They were all 6'5" plus, even their point guard. And back then, that's really tall. It's not such a thing anymore, crazy enough. let's see, my son's 6'4", and that one's going to be 6'4" soon. We lost by 50, then we lost by 30, and then we met them in the championship. And Coach Billy Miller says, "Is this really loud?" Okay. Coach Billy Miller says, "You know, we're going to do a stall offense. We're going to slow it down every time. We're going to walk the ball up. We're going to really eat up the clock." So we won the game 118 to 117. So you don't always stick to the plan, but that was absolutely amazing. Then the next fall, I had an amazing soccer season. We I just really motivated. We had a great team. We had a soccer house where we just had dinner at the Common Man. That used to be our soccer house. I think they tore it down, the big blue house that used to be there. Now my soccer field's all messed up. We got a basketball gym. I used to play at a darn daycare center where you wanted to be. I don't know. But so the soccer season was good. We had our championship game for the New Englands here. 2 minutes in, I got pulled down from behind, and then the other defender kicked me in the mouth, and then the ref was nice enough to call me for a penalty. My sons love this story, because I got up with blood everywhere, and I'm like, "That's on me." He's like, "Yeah, foul on you." But so we won that game, and immediately following, Bill Miller drove me to the drugstore up on Loudon Road and had me just sipping witch hazel or rubbing alcohol, so I think my mouth wouldn't get infected. I see his name's Doc Bill Miller now, so I think that's the doctor in him. So not sure how that worked. But anyways, from there, the other thing I got. Mostly what I got was, in high school, I was 129 out of 132 for my academics. Not great, unless 132 is the good number. It's not. It's really not. I think one's better. Hey, that was fun. So coming here, I started like classes. Joe Gula. Rest in peace to Joe Gula. I had him for advertising, for small business management. Really liked it. It gave me a lot of focus in school. Marty Hunt's finance class was really difficult, and I got an A in that class. So NHTI really helped me, giving me that outlet. So I appreciate that. I went from D's and F's to B's and C's, which was good. Went to Wentworth. I went to play basketball, and then I told the soccer coach that I was interested in playing. He called my mother one night, and my mom says, "Oh, we want Willie to play for you?" He goes, "Play for me. I want to marry him." So he was English. He's a little out there. So I played soccer, and I didn't end up playing basketball, but our team, like I said, we won the Commonwealth Coast Championship. Had some good years. Wentworth was great. I graduated with over a 3.1 GPA, so I went from D's and F's to B's and C's to A's and B's. So in that regard, I would have never done that. When I got out of high school, I was pumping gas. So NHTI was a lot for me. Following that, I played some football, which was crazy and fun. I got some stories, but I'm already rambling on too much. The best part, which is why I really feel 15 years ago, maybe I deserve to be here. I think my last 15 years of being a coach, being a mentor, really giving back, really, mattering in kids' lives. My own children, my wife, Meredith, allowed me to leave work 6 years ago. I was in a law firm. I went to work for Hill House in Boston. I coach kids from 2 to 14 years old in every sport. I run their basketball program. I run their travel soccer program. My sons would come help me run the flag football team on the weekends. In the summers, I worked at Bain Camp. They got to come to my overnights. They came to all my stuff. I coached my daughter's JV basketball team. And it's because I had my athletic ability that I could do all that. And my love for the sports, which I love more now than ever, because I mean, I've coached thousands of kids now. Wherever I go, they say, hey, coach. I can go to Boston and it'll be, you know, hi, coach. There's my coach, Will, you know, and, you know, I was allowed to really spend time with my family and make it work, which was the best part of it. And now it's still great. I mean, I had 7 AAU basketball teams from grade 3 up till seniors. I coached the travel U17 soccer team. If you can be involved with the kids doing that stuff. It's the most important stuff, and you'll get a lot out of it. Thanks to my family for coming. Thanks for all the alumni, all the coaches, Hall of Fame members. Congratulations, unbelievable. I just ask one quick thing for everybody. My daughter's at UConn. She couldn't make it. She's doing an iGym and biology, and it should be amazing. I don't know. But it's a busy week for me. It's Phoebe, Marcus's, and Mayor's birthday this week. 13th, 16th, oh crap, no, 13th, 18th, 20th. Oh, 16th mine today, so if we could all do happy birthday to Marcus, Mayor, Phoebe. Happy birthday to you. So we'll just do that one line. All right, ready, everybody? Happy birthday to Marcus, Mayor, Phoebe. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
So our next inductee, Sahara Brown Clark. Sahara. Fierce, aggressive, forceful. A remarkable young lady whose fierce, aggressive, forceful, and high energy style was always on display at all times. During her time in NHTI playing women's soccer, and she played 1 full year of softball and part of a year with basketball. A fantastic and durable athlete, blessed with blazing speed, a long running style, great footwork, and durability. She was a force on the soccer field. Top scorer for the women's soccer team 2 years in a row. She played for Coach Ambra first year, she played for Coach Crocker her second year. She was that gifted and that versatile. Sahara was a stellar 3-sport athlete at nearby Prospect Mountain Regional High School in Alton, where she was the co-captain of the soccer team senior year, received several awards, including MVP, Gatorade Player of the Year as well. At NHTI, she proved to be a major force on the soccer pitch, helping us win YSCC conference titles and many other accolades along the way, which she will talk about, I'm sure. She also played softball and got to go to nationals in softball out to Ohio, playing a couple different positions. But to have it inside the park, triple, like I saw her do a couple times, is really amazing. A clutch performer on her teams, she never missed a penalty kick. And she was the top selection yearly for the conference recognition of the Player of the Year. She also played an important role in helping develop and continuing the development of our women's soccer programs and the team's foundation. Her foot skills, her agility, her toughness, and a great passion, calm, passionate force on the soccer field in everyday life really has helped her. Her right leg kicks were powerful and accurate, helping her to become a great scorer in soccer. Striker, outside or outside wing position, she was all over the place on the soccer field, and certainly opponents knew who she was. She was a 2-time USCAA Academic All-American and also the 2015 William O'Clair Female Athlete of the Year. She was also twice named a YSCC Player of the Year, a 1-time first-team All-American USCAA, and a 1-time second-team USCAA All-American. She also earned Team MVP, YSCC, and USCAA Player of the Week awards. But the story continues because Sahara went down the street to SNU, Southern New Hampshire University, a Division II school, where she earned a scholarship on the track and field team. She was all New England. She was also an NCAA All-American, throwing the javelin and team MVP in 2016 and 17. And she was also recognized on the YSCC Twin Decades soccer team with Shannon. This from Coach Heidi Crockett, who couldn't be here tonight. Sahara was a big reason for the 2014 why we were so successful. I remember our semifinal game when we really needed a goal, told Sahara to just get it done. Next thing I know, she got it done. That was pretty much what she did all year. Here is what I wrote at our awards banquet about Sahara. I found Sahara to be a very determined person. This determination to succeed on the soccer field was contagious, and the whole team bought into it. Even though this girl scored a lot of goals, I believe it was around 30 goals, I never got the feeling that it was all about her. She was a team player, and she made her team better. For this reason, I have chosen Sahara to be the team MVP. Sahara is exactly the type of person who epitomizes what the women's soccer program is all about. Congratulations to her being selected for the Hall of Fame. At NHTI, Sahara earned an associate's degree in travel and tourism. At SNU, she earned a Bachelor of Science. Her job, currently, this is what I was teasing her about, she works at Associated Grocers in Pembroke serving as food and beverage procurement and catering manager. A fun job that includes eating cupcakes, muffins, and cake as part of her daily taste tests. Sounds like a pretty fun job. She was awarded the International Dairy, Deli, and Baking Champions of Change Award in 2022. Sahara and her husband Nick live in nearby Arnstead with their dog Cooper and kitten Paul. On behalf of NHTI Athletics, let's welcome Sahara on stage for her introduction.
By thanking my parents and my in-laws and my husband for being here tonight, and congratulations to all the inductees. I would really like to say that this is a very humble moment for all of us. It really does mean a lot to have this recognition, and I think it's really great that NHTI does this for athletes. There's a lot of lessons that I learned along the way, and soccer was my first love, so that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. I started in middle school learning about team dynamic. Just because you want to be on the front line doesn't mean that's where the team needs you, so I was put on defense for all of middle school. I played on a boys indoor soccer team, which taught me that no matter what, if you have something they want, they're going to fight hard and you need to fight harder. So throughout life I've learned that and I've used that professionally. Club teams taught me that there's a lot of talent out there, so you got to step up your game. Same thing with life. And it also taught me that the more goals you scored, the more ice cream my dad would buy me. College really taught me about family. I played every year, and I also played at NHTI. I have lifelong friends that I still have today that came to my wedding and are coming to my baby shower, so I appreciate the family aspect of NHTI. It really does mean a lot. And it also meant a lot that I got to play very close to home. Having my parents at my game was very important to me. I played harder when they were there, and it meant a lot. So, appreciate the opportunity, and I thank you for the recognition.
All right, our next inductee. Now, Pittsfield's a very quiet town tonight, that's all I say. Most of Pittsfield, I think, is here tonight. So, great to see. Coach Eric Duquette, or Duke. Professional, loyal, respected. A proud native of Pittsfield, New Hampshire, Eric Duket attended NHTI and earned a degree, became a successful coach, and finally a highly respected business leader in the Concord community, serving as the president of Abrasive Tools of New Hampshire. As you will hear tonight, Duke loves baseball. Duke's a popular coach and one of our most successful NHTI baseball teams as well has ever produced. His ability to recruit, plan, develop, overall Lynx baseball program earned lots of recognition on the baseball diamond. Great respect from the NHTI team members, USCA, and the ISCC conference as well. During Duke's time here at NHTI, Lynx were a force in the YSCC baseball circles during the fall and spring seasons. The Lynx baseball attracted plenty of solid players to create a very strong program that earned the opportunity to play in the USCA National Baseball Tournament. A very impressive 110 wins, 72 losses, 65% winning percentage, pretty darn good. During his time at the helm of the Lynx baseball program, 12 players were named all-conference, and 12 moved on and played elsewhere, including Hall of Fame member Lynx, Luke Merrill, sitting up back here, to play at other colleges. Duke led a very quiet, unassuming passion for the game of baseball at NHTI, and after serving as Tom Neal, right-hand assistant coach for a number of years. Along the way, Duke created a bond with many of his former players and coaches, as well as Tom Warner, Ben Forbes, and Todd Ogletree, who are also right here tonight supporting their good friend, Duke. For many years, NHTI baseball only played in the fall, and then we expanded to the spring. When the change came, we added baseball, became a big extra duty for the coach. To be competitive in the fall and then competitive in the spring. So extra guidance was necessary. Extra work. Duke was up for the task. Duke proved to be a top-flight recruiter, luring baseball players to NHTI all over New Hampshire from his many, many contacts. And suddenly, NHTI took the next step up as a baseball program and challenged the YSCC every day, but also at the USCA level, which is very, very competitive. And still to this day, baseball and softball are competing against scholarship teams when they go to the national tournament. Unlike other sports like soccer, volleyball, boy, Renee would love to have that, basketball and so forth. Fundamentals were very strong coming out of high school, so was his poise. Duke was a classy performer that proved to have a very calming influence on all the players. He earned his teammates and coaches respect with his old-fashioned work ethic and knowledge. Don't be fooled by his quiet demeanor. He disguised his competitive zeal effectively. The trip to the USCA Small College World Series was and remains the only time NHTI baseball has attended this prestigious tournament. What an accomplishment. And from Hall of Fame member Luke Merrill, here's a few things that he really appreciated about his coach, Eric Duquette. Having the ability to get the best out of anyone he coaches. Building lasting relationships with players and being a great role model. Willing to go out of his way for any of his players that he coaches on and off the field. And intense and knowledgeable. Baseball is in Coach Duquette's blood. He coached and worked with the Concord Cannons and Concord American Legion for many years, successfully leading his hometown Pittsfield to a state championship. He had great success there, just like he had great success at Guilford High School nearby. He was 3 times recognized by the New Hampshire baseball coaching peers in 2001, 2003, and 2018 as the Coach of the Year in his divisional play. And currently, he is now the pitching coach, retired again, but now he's back, for Plymouth State. And by the way, did I express how much Duke really loves baseball? So Coach Duquette has a large contingent of friends and family here tonight, represented with his daughter Kenzie as well. On behalf of NHTI Athletics, let's welcome Eric Duquette on stage.
I had to write down my speech because I would tell stories all night if I didn't. But hopefully I'll find it in there. All right. How's everybody doing today? So, I'd like to start by saying what an honor it is to be included with everybody down here in the Hall of Fame. I've been to two of the inductions I had in this, one of them. And Paul and his staff does a tremendous job with all of this. So I know it's Friday night and everybody has plans, so I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can. I'm going to start by telling you all how to be a successful coach. If you have no desire to be a coach, you're going to have about 3 minutes to play Wordle or whatever you want to do. So above all, you need support from your family and friends. As you can see, got a lot of that. Being a coach is demanding, time consuming. You're away from your family, you miss a lot of things. And it's nice to have support. I've had it and I always will. Then you need to have the buy-in of your school administration. I was lucky enough to work with the Hall of Fame athletic director. Paul Hogan has some incredible talent surrounding him, Deb Smith, many others. Admissions, athletic trainers, ground crew, taking care of the field. I had all the support I needed from all of them. Just such a great family atmosphere here at NHTI. Next, it's always nice to have a mentor. I had Tom here for many years, telling me the ins and outs of how NHTI worked, as well as having spirited Sox Yankees conversations. Hopefully we see Tom up here at some point, but please be advised that Tom gets paid by the word. He may have to work by himself due to time constraints. Then you need to surround yourself with incredibly handsome assistant coaches. Okay? Yep. Done and done. I was lucky enough to have Ben Forbes, Todd Overshow, Tom Warner, friends that I keep in touch with still today. You know, I could go on with stories about yoga being thrown out of windows, a rival coach taking one off his skull cap. I could go on all day about those kind of stories. But the bottom line is, you know, Forbes and Ruelke are both NHIA Coach of the Years themselves. And to have them as assistant, Tom Warner took over for me after being my assistant and won a conference championship here. So that part was done. Finally, you got to have good players, right? But not just players that are talented. You need to recruit student athletes that want to better themselves on and off the field. This thing rolls. Coming down, careful. I was able to get some of the best players NHTI's ever had. You know, Merrill's been mentioned here more than Paul Hogan has tonight, and he deserves every word of it. First baseball player ever in the Hall of Fame. He was in my first recruiting class, along with Brian Pauls, Zach Lemire, Chad Crockett, he's the coach here, Christine, Kevin Lee, may rest in peace, Officer Keith Trombley. These guys are motivated to be better on the field, but also to graduate. Which means I get to coach for at least 2 full seasons. And that doesn't always happen at a 2-year school. Most importantly, I was able to watch every one of them move on to bigger and better things. And that is what it's all about. That group was the nucleus of the only 2-week team in school history to make it to the USCA Small College World Series. There are many other great young men that I had the fortune to coach after that. Too many to mention, many other great teams, conference championship. I was a lucky man coaching here. So to recap, in order to be a successful baseball coach, you need family support, check. A mentor, check. Administrative buy-in, check. Most importantly, you need handsome assistant coaches. I had it all. So I should be done with my speech. I got a couple minutes left. NHTI is very important to me in many ways. My uncle Stan DeAngelis was a part of the first graduating class at NHTI. I was already an established high school coach when I came here. But it was a little bit of a career crossroads. I came later in life than most to get an education and change the direction in my life. That was a real life Thorpe Mountain for anybody that's old enough to watch Back to School. And once I was recruited, I was never recruited as an athlete, I was an okay player. I was never recruited as an athlete, but I was recruited as a coach by Tom Neal. And it really changed everything here. He came into my classroom, and Paul came into my classroom, and they said, hey, how do you feel about coaching with Tom? And that really did. I ended up graduating from NHTI. Somehow I pulled enough people to get on the dean's list. And my time at NHTI opened up a door for me in another career that's changed mine and my family's life more than I can explain. So in closing, I'm going to be always grateful for my time at NHTI. Despite the fact that nobody can find a picture of me with a smile on my face, I really enjoyed it here. So many great memories, the van rides, the Thorpe and Roby, you know, getting to Coach Luke, who is now a peer of mine at the company I work with, and not just a player. Many players like him. All the long practices we put in together, trying to get better and try to win that conference championship. No better feeling than kicking the crap out of Southern Maine, Virginia, and Vermont Tech. Love beating those guys. I remember all the wins and the championships, but not really anywhere near as much as the losses and what we could have done differently to get a better outcome. But that mentality, I guess, is why I'm here in the first place. You always remember the losses and more than the wins. Most of all, I'm grateful to be forever tied to an institution that has meant so much to me over the years. It's been such a positive influence to me in many ways. And then to wrap it up, did I mention that I had assistant kids and coaches? I did. All right, thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Our next inductee, Matt Spanos. Humble, resilient, team-oriented. Matt Spanos performed in every sport he participates in with sincerity. Now he's a sincere golfer, from what I understand. With dedication to creating some success and skills needed to perform at the highest levels. He's blessed with a needed to perform attitude. And the attitude to balance individual and personal goals with the overall team goals. He's unselfish and exhibits the outstanding traits of an exceptional athlete competing at the highest level. How does this happen? Matt Spanos could step out of the limelight for the good of the team at any moment. He certainly did. He could contribute to the success in many different ways. When he arrived at 6'5", with his, I put lanky, but I remember it was a little bit on the chubby side, coming out of high school from Newport to NHTI, sitting in my office. A year and a half later, all of a sudden he's 6'7", and he's chiseled. On the court, he'd show up with better box scores at the end of every game than just about anybody on any team. He was a nightmare because of his size, because he could go inside and he could shoot the three. How do you cover, who covers the 6'7" kid outside? So, from a coaching standpoint, it was a blessing. His ability to adjust the game in the moment, to be able to press with the pressures that we had, or to be able to play with the big guys and play a small man role. Pretty darn cool. All these things help us accomplish some great things during his time here in a humble and an unassuming manner. It was never about that. It was about team success. It was about being coachable and helpful and responsible and putting in the maximum effort. Matt's off-season workouts and dedication allowed him to become a force at the next level for us. The YSCAA at the time, the NESCC, and the USCAA. Matt arrived, made the adjustment smoothly from year 1 to year 2, growing into his body, working out with his good buddy Jason Zedat in the weight room. after practice, immediately right upstairs. And he grew in confidence and he worked hard to make his body stronger. A turning point for Matt, I feel, was his freshman year in a game at CMCC late in the year. And Matt struggled at the free throw line, over and over again. And he kept looking back at me on the sideline like, "You're going to take me out? I'm missing shots." "No, you're going to make the timeout, you're going to make this one. Let's make this one." And he does, and we end up winning the game. I felt that was a turning point for him confidence-wise. I can do this. And yeah, he could. Matt was a quiet leader for us. Team captain, led by example. Our second year, of course, we won the national championship. First basketball team in the state of New Hampshire to ever win a college basketball national championship. 31-3. Assistant coach Chuck right here remembers it very well. Matt played one full season of fall baseball his freshman season, and then decided to concentrate on baseball, the basketball. As he grew and became a better and better player, he became more and more noticed. And our coaches had many options on what do we do and how do we figure out how to use him. The nice part is with his skill level, his great hands, his ability to shoot inside and outside, his ability to press. Not everybody can press. His ability to play slow basketball, half-court basketball. And with the size that we had on that team, with his buddies, the mayor, 6'7", I spoke about earlier, who came off the bench. Another 6'5", 260-pound, small forward, Cal Boomer Akers. And then his buddy, Jay-Z, 6'7", an absolute house. Was pretty menacing for opponents. But boy, they worked out hard every single day. In the NHTI championship game, Matt helped lead us on a 15-2 run in the second half to lead the Capitals, we were then the Capitals, to an 83-71 win over rival Hesser College. A week later in the YSCAA championship game versus Central Maine, his all-around play helped us win and shut down a high-scoring CMCC team onto a 93-76 win. And then, 10 days later, we win the national championship. Matt was MVP in all three of those tournaments. Whether he will ever brag about that, I don't know. I doubt it. That's not who he is. He's a humble person. He exemplifies team and winning. And that's really what the big picture is all about for Matt. A year ago, Matt was up on stage here as we celebrated our 2005 national championship team. So here it is a year later. Matt was an NHTI graduate, criminal justice. Then he went on to Colby Sawyer, graduated from Colby Sawyer. He's back here to receive his induction into the NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame. Matt lives and works in the Upper Valley of New Hampshire with his wife Kelly, his son Jax, daughter Finley. On behalf of NHTI Athletics, let's welcome Matt Spanos to the Hall of Fame.
Coach in New Mischief, 6'7". A month ago, my wife and I were wondering if I was 6'4", so appreciate that. Thank you for everybody for coming. I have to say that when I spoke to Coach Hogan in July about this, I was pretty surprised. I know there are other members of the 2005 men's basketball team that received this honor. I believe there are probably more individuals that could be standing here tonight just like I am. The 2005 men's basketball team is just that, a team. I hadn't played on a team with that much chemistry, nor have I after. Any given night, somebody would make a shot, they would go down, defensive stop, or get a loose ball that got us over the edge. We ended up 31-3 that year. I can't give enough credit and thanks for everyone that was on that team when we won the national championship. I would also like to thank my teammates for from the prior year, the 2004 men's basketball team. I felt that group helped shape us and make us prepared for the following season. I'd like to thank specifically James Thorpe from that 2004 team. James may not know it, but he took me under his wing that year, and he was always trying to compete with me. I can remember during shoot-arounds, whatever it was, he's always trying to play horse or some other type of shooting game, always a shooting game with James. And after we started hitting some threes, he was dragging me out past like near half court, because James had that kind of range. So James, thank you for making me a better player. I'd like to thank the coaching staff that was here during my time at NHTI. It was always a pleasure to deal with. I never dreaded to do a practice or preparing for a game like I had in other programs that I had played for. Coach Hogan knew how to get the best out of everyone despite our different skill levels or personalities. I really appreciated his coaching style, so thank you, Coach. I'm from Newport, as it was said, which is probably best known as a football town. There are not a lot of us that play basketball year-round in Newport. When I was growing up there, and Coach Permore, who's here tonight, he was instrumental in giving me my own key to the basketball gym. There was a ton of Fridays or Saturday nights when I was growing up that I'd keep myself in and play by myself in there, just trying to get better. My parents probably owe him a bit of thanks for that, because he probably kept me out of some trouble up there. So thank you, Ron. I'd like to thank my family, my mother, father, grandmother, for all the sacrifices over the years. They made sure I made every practice, every game growing up, starting from T-ball, that carried into collegiate baseball and AU basketball. I can remember my dad getting out of work, bringing me up to Lebanon for AU practices, where he'd sit in his truck for 2 hours during the middle of summer, reading the newspaper and waiting for me to get done for practice. And when I was writing this, thinking about this, I thought it must have been extremely boring for me. So thank you for doing that. Lastly, I'd just like to thank my wife and my 2 kids for coming tonight. It's definitely past the little guy's bedtime, so we'll wrap this up. Thank you.
We planned this whole evening. We were really hoping that she was going to be able to make it. So our last inductee coached earlier and won, beat a rival. It's always great to beat a rival. And we're really happy that she's able to make it. So Coach Renee Zobel. And I could go off script and tell a lot of fun story about Renee and her sense of humor, but what really strikes me most about Renee is how thoughtful, how modest and unassuming she is. She never wants to be the center of attention. And so tonight, you are the center of attention, at least for the next few minutes, Renee. Hey, you're in the spotlight. She's everything but the spotlight. Her team won the state championship last year, her high school team. Congratulations on that one. That was pretty darn special. And she'd be happy to talk about the game, but never talk about herself. She'd be happy to talk about the hotel, that it was a long drive from where they were playing, or that it wasn't quite up to the standards maybe that men's basketball got. Not true. She always wanted to talk about fine players. And her sidekicks, Ian Kern and Shelley Winters, who's here. She's happy to talk about them, but never about Renee. But volleyball, sort of like Duke, she's happy to talk about volleyball. But did you know she's also a power lifter as well? She's dedicated to playing her sport, and she keeps playing the sport like Tom Brady, and her off the court and on the court efforts as well, and we're so happy that she does. We were really lucky to land Renee as the leader of our volleyball program. She came in as an assistant to Malie Irving, and then when Malie left, she took over the program. Of course, I had to twist her arm, and I had to convince her that her co-coach, Shelley Winters, who was our head women's basketball coach, would be the coach, but Renee would do the X's and O's and the volleyball piece. And what transpired out of that was a great friendship, which was really cool because they didn't know each other. And to this day, they're still friends. And if you look in the out in the lobby, there's a really cute picture of them in costumes from Walmart, where that's where they spent their free time on road trips, going to Walmart, trying on costumes, whether it be for Halloween or whether it be for going to bed at night or whatever. And then I get these crazy pictures sent to me. So lots of fun stuff. But during Renee's time here, we did so many great things. You know, and it was always an uphill battle too. And so many of our other coaches, including men's basketball, had it so much better than women's volleyball. And I say that from the standpoint of volleyball. We had to put together schedules against all over the place to try and find challenging games and places where they ordered the tournaments on a Saturday, which were all day, or Friday, Saturday, organized. The person who was running them, the school was running them, did a good job. The hotel was okay. Our conference was up and down as far as the number of teams. Teams were in, teams were out. And the national championship, which we qualified for a number of times, and she took our team to, we're in remote places like Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's really hard to get there from here. Okay? And so her patience and ability to stick with that, I really appreciated over the years. So that's one example. The other part was, that I spoke about earlier, is many sports at USCA level, we were fortunate in basketball because they split Division I, which is scholarship, and Division II, which is not scholarship, but we're a non-scholarship school. So, same as Shelley taking the women's basketball team to Tulsa, Oklahoma, competing against scholarship teams, it's not no battle. Renee taking the team to Clarkson, or taking it to Fort Wayne, or wherever else, for a national championship, really uphill battle. And yet, our teams played, competed, worked at it, and had fun. So, I can't express enough wonderful things that she did. And you look at the years that she coached: 117 wins, 67 losses, YSC championships 4 times, runners-up 3 times, coach of the year once, trips to nationals 3 times. We really became a force, and we were known that we had a great coach. We had an excellent program that played hard, and if you beat our program, you really had to work at it. And she exemplifies what a coach should all be about. And for me, as the athletic director, I can't say enough things about Renee as our head coach. I want to share a couple things from her co-coach, Shelley Winters, who sent this to me. Renee is passionate about the sport of volleyball, a positive role model, and an admirable mentor to the student athlete she coaches and the person that practices what she preaches, personal growth and development. Renee isn't complacent. She devotes time to learning how she can improve her coaching skill set and become a master at the craft of coaching. She earns the respect of her players and coaching peers for many reasons, including her creativity, positivity, boundless energy, and focus on the team concept. Renee is able to tactfully challenge players in a manner that compels them to be better on and off the floor. And she acknowledges the growth and improved contribution. She makes practices, games, and road trips enjoyable. And she might start off with the question of the day, a little circle that she likes to do, which I talk about all the time. I'm talking at coaches' clinics, coaching guys versus girls. You are referred to more than you ever know. And then road trips. The hotel pranks, interesting roommate pairings, ensuring that all players experience the Holyoke speed bump, stretching the $5 meal money so a team to friendly or a combo Taco Bell, KFC can happen. And plus, the more Renee gets tired, the more she laughs, and the more others laugh, and then the fun is only multiplied. She may squint to read the score, ask, what? But when you talk to her, she always knows what's going on and has a plan. She hosted many team dinners, took the team to the Volleyball Hall of Fame, racked up an impressive record, countless conference titles, and national trips. And for all that she expects, she wants no attention or accolades for it is who she is, a humble, remarkable person and coach. Thanks for honoring Renee. It's well deserved, Shelly. NHTI has been blessed to have Coach Renee Zobel as a partner with our athletic department, helping me find the next coach and the next coach, and mentoring and working with some of our coaches that they come in. So on behalf of NHTI, and tonight she is here with her husband Matt and her parents, we'd like to welcome to the stage our last inductee of the night, Coach Renee Zobel.
Leopard printed sweatsuit. Not a costume, just for the correction. You can see it in all its glory. Yeah, so it's funny, I appreciate your comments, Paul, and thank you very much for the kind words. My girls have been badgering me all week because they knew we had to move our game today, which was homecoming, against our rival, and they knew it was because I was getting some sort of honor. So they've been Googling and they've been trying to figure it out. And finally yesterday they badgered me enough for me to share with them. And immediately one of them comes up with something funny to say and says, "Don't worry, Coach, I'll take the attention back to me because I know you hate it." So I appreciate that comment. Congratulations to the other inductees. If you want to hear me talk about my experience at NHTI and many of our players, there's a lovely YouTube video of Shelley Winters and I basically just laughing for 15 minutes talking about all our escapades here at NHTI over the years. But I'm going to go in a little bit of a different direction tonight. And I apologize, I'm going to read this. Normally I memorize. But this is a busy time of year for me, so humor me if I don't make eye contact with people. So, do or do not, there is no try. As wise as Master Yoda was, I believe he got this one wrong. Trying is everything. One of my players gave the most thoughtful speech this past year, in which she stated one of the greatest things she learned over the 4 years was you just have to try. It's in the trying and in the process that success comes. More years ago than I'd like to admit, NHTI granted me the same opportunity I give my players, the opportunity to try. The opportunity led me down a path of coaching. It meant years of experimentation, embracing, trying, and failing my way to success alongside those I coach. It has meant hundreds of players who have had an impact on my life, and hopefully whose lives I have impacted. One of my closest friends is a psychologist who studies resiliency in her graduate program and had worked with foster kids, which was a privilege. The study that she had conducted along with those at the University of Kansas was a decades-long study, which is still ongoing, and they found that one of the most important variables for resiliency and success was a non-familial adult mentor. For many athletes, this mentor is a coach. Let that sink in for a minute. Developing relationships with my players as human beings is extremely important to me, something COVID made glaringly clear when that was really difficult. But the results of the study made me feel the weight of what I already knew. For some players, and we may never know which ones those are, the role we can play as mentors might just be critical to their success. I ask my players questions almost daily. I call them question of the day. And we all genuinely look forward to these questions. One of my favorite questions is, what do you feel is your purpose? Or what is your why? I love the answers they give me, and my answer is very simple. I believe my purpose is to come alongside people and help them grow. Coaching is not my job, but it is my calling, and something I believe I was put on this earth to do. we as coaches have the privilege of partnering with our players and enabling them to learn and develop skills that many don't have the opportunity to practice. These life skills set them up for success outside of athletics, from taking feedback, leaning into discomfort, initiating hard conversations, working in diverse groups towards common goals, learning how to use failure as simply data, to controlling the controllables. I could go on forever. This is stuff I get really jazzed about. I'm heavily invested in these processes and believe that results are a byproduct of doing the right things well. Many years down the road, they are going to remember the scores of the games, their hitting percentage, or the season record, but they will remember the moments, and they will remember the people. In addition to getting to know many athletes, coaching at NHTI also brought me some great friendships. While 2021 Hall of Fame recipient Shelley Winters and I may have been a little skeptical of our somewhat forced pairing, it led to a really valued friendship. Dan Curran, who Coach Hogan also mentioned, was an integral part of our coaching team and someone I also feel very privileged to call a friend. I'm grateful for them both, for their support, the laughter, and the shenanigans we very often sent Paul Hogan pictures of. Thank you to Paul Hogan and Lee Irving for taking a chance on me and allowing me to embark on this journey to fall in love with and hone the mastery of the craft I love. Thank you to the committee for this honor. Thank you to my family for supporting this thing I'm passionate about, despite the incredible amount of time and energy it takes to do it well. Most importantly, thank you to all my players over the years for everything you've taught me and the impact you've had on my life. I hope to be at this a very long time. Thank you all.
Big round of applause for all of our Hall of Fame inductees. Everybody stand Thank you everybody for coming tonight. Banners are up if you want to get photos, any of those types of things. We will put the YouTube video up. We'll get together here in the coming weeks, and we'll make sure that everybody knows about that. Thank you. Travel safely. Go Lynx. Love that.